Hey everyone, good evening. It is Friday. I think it's Friday. No, it's not Friday. Listen to me. It's Wednesday. Oh my God, I'm like so shot sometimes. It's just it's when you don't have a set schedule, when you don't have to, you don't like every day. I can, basically focus on whatever I want to focus. You really lose track of time. Really lose track of time. I got 420 hangover. No, I don't because I didn't. So I'm just being a goof. I'm in a weird mood. So lots of very very interesting information that we're going to go over. I was going to come on here and I was just going to do a serious rant, but then there's a lot of information that came my way, and so I want to share it with you guys. Okay, a lot of interesting stuff. We're going to talk about it. I want to definitely get your guys' feedback on these topics that we're going to talk about today. But it's interesting, very very interesting. So, and it's there's a couple things that you probably have no idea about because a lot of times people don't pay attention. We're so focused right now on everybody's feelings. Are you offended? Are you sad? Are you this? Are you that? We're not focusing on what we should be really focusing on. So we're going to get into that. Um, while we're jerking around here in the United States, other people are serious around the world. So we're going to get into that. But before we get started, I just want to remind everybody if we have any interruptions with the stream tonight, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can, just to put that out there ahead of time. Um, just there is, YouTube likes to play the little games. Last two streams, I think, last three, because I did an impromptu stream yesterday. Um, they've gone well. So hopefully we will continue to follow that tonight, and we shall see what happens with that. But also, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented. How you feeling, Ed? I'm good. I'm actually good. I just was like, brain farts do happen. Get to a certain point, and you just kind of it happens. But so so now you made me lose my train of thought. See, that happens. That's not always a good thing. I want to remind everybody this is a very family friendly oriented channel, and I will talk about that Sue from Tampa in just a second. Uh, Family friendly oriented channel, so please be kind to each other. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue, we'll boot you out of here because we're not going to tolerate any nastiness, anything like that. We're just not going to do it. So I would ask everybody to just be respectful of everybody else, and we go from there. All right. So somebody just asked about Bizarriza Jizza, my buddy Brian, and he is okay. I did speak with him, and he had an appendicitis. His appendix burst, and so he was in the hospital for that, and so he had that issue that he had to deal with, and then he had a couple of deaths in the family on top of that. So a lot going on with him right now. I'm sure he'll be back posting with his channel fairly soon, I'm hoping. And I just heard that Israel is under attack. I had not heard that, Carol Prince. If anybody can confirm that, if you would let me know. I had not heard anything about that, so I don't know if that is true or not. I know we have some serious things that we need to be concerned about, and we're going to get into that in this stream. Let's start off with this one, okay? As we know, that Russia has amassed like almost 100,000 men on the border with Ukraine, right? And lots of equipment, lots of airplanes and stuff like that. You don't put that kind of firepower and manpower in that position unless you intend to use it. Okay. Somebody's saying yes, Israel's under attack. What kind of attack? I mean, I don't. What is Iran? Maybe I would imagine because if you guys remember, Iran blamed Israel for the cyber attack at their nuclear power plant. So, but anyway, so I'll have to see what comes up with that, and if I find if something comes in. Uh, Ed, did you see the mob screaming that whites are not wanted in New York? I did not see that. We're going to get into a little bit of that too because there was another shooting that happened. Oh, Syria, they say, is attacking Israel. Well, it's a rocket attack. Well, that, you know what? That's really, realistically, guys, rocket attacks are nothing new. That happens with Israel all the time. So that's really, Israel knows how to handle that situation. I'm going to tell you what, Israel is a country that I would not want to screw with. I'll be honest with you, because they are no joke. So they can handle their business. They absolutely can handle their business. But I wanted to, so let's, we may go back into Israel a little bit here, but I wouldn't worry about Israel. Israel can handle themselves, especially against Syria. Syria's been at war forever anyway, and they got their own issues to have to worry about as far as that goes. But let's talk about this really quickly. So we're going to talking about, again, Russia. I want you guys to understand something. I want you to put this into perspective, and I want you to think about this. They're saying, these are a bunch of news articles that I got that just came in. I got I get a lot of information that comes in. So I just saw this one, and I wanted to share it with you. By the end of this year, Russia will have revamped 88% of their nuclear arsenal. Okay, so let's think about that for a second. All right, 88% of their nuclear arsenal will be updated, modernized. Right, we have 50-year-old Minutemen rockets in 3 states out west. 50-year-old things. And and just so you know how much of our nuclear arsenal we have upgraded, while Russia is almost at 88%, we've done 0. So our stuff is antiquated equipment that has not been modernized, and they are modernizing their stuff. And by the end of the year, 88% of their stuff will be modernized. Put that into perspective. Talk about, is that a real danger? Is that a real concern? Very scary stuff if you think about it, because ultimately the two biggest people other than the United States on the block has always been Russia and has always been China. And China is jamming as well as you guys. I mean, if you guys are paying attention to what's going on with China, they're saying that the Chinese Navy, there was a naval report that came out that says that the Chinese Navy is bigger now than the American Navy. Tonnage wise, no, but China is cranking out ships. I mean, they are cranking out ships. And people need to be paying attention to these things, because we're too worried about, who needs a hug and, a safe place to go, because their feelings, and they can't handle the situation and they need a hug. Okay. We're too worried about that crap in this country, and we're not taking care of our business. And you don't stay the top dog on the block when you don't take care of your business. And that's a fact. Okay. So, emergency alert, second U.S. doomsday plane in the air today by Prepper New York video. Pinball is following, also getting crazy out there. You know what? There's so many possibilities of things that can happen, guys. A lot of scary stuff. A lot of scary stuff. Again, if whatever is going on in the world hasn't scared the crap out of you enough yet to continue to prep and to continue to get ready, I don't know what will. I don't know what will be your wake-up call. That I don't know what could possibly be that could make people think, hey, maybe I should start doing something. It's unbelievable. Guys, we're already up at 758 in the chat, and we're only at 213 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that. And the support really does help. Again, also, it really does make a big difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I would ask you to shoot that thumbs up for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up, being honest. And Doug and Stacy are in the chat. Hey, Doug, listen, man, I hope your ribs are feeling better. That's a very, very nasty bruise, and a rib injury is one that is very, very slow to heal. So I hope you guys are doing good. I give you guys a shout out all the time, just so you know. Ask my folks here. When we always talk about different channels to follow, I always mention Doug and Stacy. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you're feeling better. Take that Advil. Definitely take that Advil, because I'll tell you what, a pulled muscle's bad enough, but when you hurt your ribs, everything that you do hurts. I mean, moving, breathing, everything. So just take it easy, go a little slower, and you guys will be you'll get better. So yeah, like I'm saying, a rib injury is no fun because it takes so long to heal. And you got to think about everything that you do is with your core. Hey, she walks alone. Please explain to me what doomsday plane is. What a doomsday plane is, it's they have aircraft in the air in case there is some kind of a nuclear attack that can coordinate our counterattack to be able to retaliate against whoever is attacking us. So those are what doomsday planes are that they put in the air. They're a hardened plane. An EMP will not affect them because everything has been hardened, so they can do a response. So if somebody did a nuclear attack on us, we're able to respond that way. They can coordinate that, and that's what it's about. Because it's like once the missiles are in the air, then it's a matter of just see what happens then. It's crazy. The world's gone. I just got this from another friend of mine, Brian. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Don't do. Are we back on here? Okay. For a second, it said it was unstable, so I thought we were going to get off of here. It's back. Okay, good. All right. So one of the guys, are we back on, guys? Can you hear me? I'm back. All right, cool. All right. So one of my buddies just sent this to me, one of the guys in my group, and I want you to listen to this, guys. Okay. This is New York State Assembly Bill A416. Now I want you to look it up. If you're in New York, you better look this bill up, and I'm going to read this to you. Okay. Hold on a second. I want to read this to you because this is some scary stuff. Now, it hasn't passed yet, but New York State is very democratic. And come on, what is going on here? Why is it not coming up? Well, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to pull this up. I can surmise, okay, but it's New York State Assembly Bill A416. All right. And that is on the floor now. They haven't voted on it yet. But what this bill is, it basically, okay, so if the governor puts out some kind of health crisis, that, imagine which ones they could possibly use for this, right? And if they feel that somebody is a danger to the public health, right? So let's see, what would that be? Somebody who refuses to wear a mask, somebody that doesn't comply to the restrictions, not adhering to contract tracing and all that type of stuff, right? So what this bill means is they can basically arrest you, put you in, and somebody put in here concentration camp, which is exactly what it is. They can put you in a facility for an indeterminate amount of time. So basically, whoever they decide that is a public nuisance or somebody that they don't want out there, they will put you out there, lock you up, and basically, and I want you to think about this, all right? So you're refusing to go along with the program. Like, okay, myself, I will never be vaccinated, right? So maybe all of a sudden, because I refuse to be vaccinated, now I'm a danger to the public health, according to them, because they can make up their own rules. They can decide anybody, if this bill passes in New York State, they can decide who they determine is a public health risk. That's how it works. So there is no stipulation that you have to follow any kind of guidelines. It's whoever the people in charge, determine is a public health risk. They lock you up, they put you in these camps, and then think about it. So how do you get out of the camp? Well, you better comply, get all your vaccinations, and then you're a good citizen again, and now you're free, okay? Or you're going to continue to be locked up. That is very, very scary stuff. That is absolute and complete control. New York is out of control. You are absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. That is insanity, absolute and complete insanity. And unfortunately, in New York State, in the assembly, and I will read this to you too, because this also was sent to me. So hold on a second. I'll give you the numbers for the New York State Assembly. All right. There's 150 seats in the New York State Assembly. 105 are Democratic. Okay, 1 independent, and then you have 43 are Republican. That's it. That's how the breakdown is. Oh my goodness! Hold on a second. I missed that. Hold on. Get some extra preps. You're going to need them. Remember all those FEMA camps. Thank you, brother, man. I really, really appreciate that. It's very, very generous of you. That's awesome. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. And absolutely, we continue to prep here. We don't stop. So thank you very much, Doug and Stacy. I do appreciate that. You guys are awesome. And again, I do give you guys shouts out constantly. So, whenever I'm doing one of my streams, and we're talking about channels that I recommend, yours is absolutely always one of them. So thank you very much. And I'm not sucking up, because I don't suck up to anybody, but there are certain channels that I respect and that I like. And obviously, as you guys know on here, Doug and Stacy is one of them. They show a lot of really good information. And so, that's awesome. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that. But anyway, so New York State is majority of the people there in their is all Republican, so they pretty much can do whatever they want, and so that's kind of scary. But if they pass that bill, that is another reason to leave New York State. Just the list just is very, very long to get out of New York State. When we're sitting here today and I'm looking out my window and it's the 21st of April and I have snow on the ground, it's absolutely nuts. Yeah, time for me to move if they get that passed. You're right, John, and that's one of the reasons why we're taking that trip next month to look for other property. And if they continue to do those type of things, then we will absolutely 100% be moving. Hey, Michigan Woodsman, thank you very much for the donation, man. I do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Thank you. But yeah, it's it's crazy with what they're doing, with what's going on out there, guys. There is a lot of stuff going on. Hey, Mountain Kayaker. Hey, the government doesn't care about herd immunity. That's what's happened with the Spanish flu. Variants are still out there because it's circulated so long. Humans built up immunity. And you know what? So we're going to talk about that too. And I'm going to talk about you because there's a couple things that with that I do want to talk about. So I can say this because it's a fact. And so they can't say that I'm not going against what they're saying. But thank you very much for the donation. And you're 100% right. People are building up immunities, and your own body is the best way to fight infection. And keeping yourself in halfway decent shape, also making sure that you're getting your proper rest, that you're taking your vitamins. You don't need some kind of vax to do that all the time. And especially when you have something that the percentage of you surviving it is greater than 99%. Okay, that is not, in my opinion, something that should be something to be concerned about. And again, that's my opinion. Now I'll give you this statistic, and this is pretty funny. So Monroe County, which is a county that I used to live in, down by Rochester and Greece and all that, in that area, they have 46% of the people that have had at least one of the, right? Where I live, the county that I live in is called Livingston County, and I don't care because anybody that hates me knows where I am already. So I'm not worried about it. When people say, oh my God, be careful showing your license plate. Trust me when I say this, my friends, anybody that hates me, they already know where I am. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm really not. So the county that I live in is only at 38% of the people are getting the, they had a clinic recently and they had like 300 doses. And this is a fact. Okay. This is a fact. This came off the regular 5 o'clock news, because I was watching it over at my mom and sister's house. And they were saying that they set the clinic up and it was supposed to be by appointment only. Well, this is in my county, right? Well, only 60 people had signed up for this clinic. And so they had, they had all these people. They were like, well, anybody can come in now. You don't have to have an appointment, because they couldn't give the shots away because people aren't getting them. A lot of people are waiting. A lot of people are having a wait and see attitude because of all the different publicity that has been happening with the blood clots and everything else. People are concerned. You know what I mean? How can anyone hate you? I'm going to tell you what, Ace, the way it works realistically throughout my entire life, either people really, really like me or they can't stand me. There's never been like a happy medium. It's just the way it is, probably because I say it like it is. I don't sugarcoat things. I never will. I never have been. I'm straight up. If I have an issue with somebody, I go to that person. I don't do a lot of BS behind the scenes talking a bunch of crap, and then when you see that person, don't say anything to their face. I've never been that type of person. If I have an issue, I tell them straight up. That's always been the way I've been. So I am real, and I don't BS, and some people can't handle that, and some people don't like the hard truth when you say something. And I love this part. This is what I always love too. When you say something that makes somebody uncomfortable or makes them think, right, or which is, heaven forbid that we should actually have to think, what they'll end up doing is they call you a racist, because that's all they got. That's the only card they got. That's the only card that they can throw out there to try to shut you down. Well, guess what? That don't work for me, because I don't care, because I'm not a racist. And there is, I guess, and I've said this many, many times, I take people individually. If you're cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk. That's just the way it goes. And so, that's just, I always say a-holes come in all colors, and it is so true. So we're gonna talk about something here. And I had made, when I talked about the trial and stuff like that, I had somebody made a comment, and I wanted to address this because this just goes to show you the mentality of what is going on and where people's minds are at. So you have, I know someone who got both and are in the hospital. Hold on a second. I want to read that comment. I know someone who got both and are in the hospital with the COVID variant. Wow. Okay. That Lee. Yeah. And that's what they're saying. Hey, down. Helen, you were just outside, so stop. I literally took these guys out there. I didn't bring them back in the house until 20 minutes to 8. But we got the boss on the bed here. Hold on. The boss is like, no, you are not. You tell him, buddy. And then we got little Miss Pandora's over here. Helen, be good, girl. No, you got to be good. Yes, you're okay. You don't have to go outside now. If you had to do something, you should have done it when you were out. All right, guys. I'm sorry. So anyway, there was this person that made a comment, and they were, and this is what I find fascinating. Okay, and I really do. I find this fascinating. This person said, "Oh, the police are just trying to kill black people, right?" Hey, William, if you are in a blue state, you are behind enemy lines, no exceptions. You know what? And I can't disagree with you on that, because it's like they have an agenda, and the dogs need CBD. She's just a little high strung. She's a baby. She's only 6 months. What can you do? She's a huge baby. Thank you very much for that donation as well. And like I said, I don't disagree with your statement, but so I wanted to talk about this. So this person was saying, oh, the cops are just, they're just trying to kill black people. The real enemy, guys, and we're gonna talk about this incident that happened. He was like, oh, the cops just killed a 15-year-old girl. Well, first of all, she was 16, and we're gonna talk about this incident, okay? And we're gonna talk about how messed up our society is now because of this type of thing and these type of incidences. All right, so we're going to talk about that, but I wanted to get into this point. Actually, guys, we're almost at 1,200 people in the chat. We're at 441 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Again, thank you for doing that, and I do appreciate it. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. The more interaction that we have, it's better for the channel. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Obviously, we prefer thumbs up. So I appreciate it for doing it for that reason as well. Also, again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's the third reason. So that's being honest. Also, again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So anyway, so have this incident where okay, so first of all, let me just put it like this. The true enemy of black people, guys, realistically, and I hate to do the whole race thing, but we're going to do the race thing because that's been paramount in the news, so we're going to talk about that. The true enemy of black people are black people. I mean, let's be 100% honest, but we're going to talk about how it's perpetuated and stuff like that, okay? It's all a manipulation. All of it's a manipulation. We're going to talk about that too, but I want to talk about, hey, Zany, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So you had this incident where they thought it was 15-year-old, but she was a 16-year-old girl, was shot and killed by the police. So, of course, the outrage, right? But until the video camera was released of what the incident was. And what happened was, now you think, okay, 15-year-old girl, this young lady, if she weighed a pound, she was 225. So she was no little bitty petite thing. I mean, she was a big girl. And the video camera shows her basically this close, okay, to another young lady who was probably 100 pounds lighter than she was. And this girl had a knife and had the knife back like this and was getting ready to stab this girl. The police officer shot her and he killed her, okay? I'm sorry. That is not any kind of racist type of situation at all. And I'm so sick and tired of people automatically jumping to conclusions until they have all the information in a situation like that, because it's like they're just stroking those flames, getting those flames higher, getting people all worked up. In that situation, I'm going to ask you guys out there, this is a question for you. If your daughter was the one against the car, and this other girl's on top of her and getting ready to stab her, you want the police to shoot her and protect your daughter's life? I don't even have to have you answer it. I know the answer is yes. North Shore has been in the chat asking for another mod for about 5 minutes. Actually, I just made a new mod the other day, guys. I just made another mod the other day. So, hey, Pamela Sherry, 5'9", 300 pounds, 16-year-old attempted murder. Okay, she was 300 pounds. All right, yeah. She was trying to kill the other girl. Realistically, that was what and that is why the police officer shot her. So if that's your daughter, okay, absolutely, you want the police to protect that child that is the victim. The one with the knife attacking her is not the victim. Okay, I'm sorry if you see it a different way. I don't know what to tell you. The problem that I have with this whole situation, this comes down to parenting. Always comes down to parenting. Okay. When you don't raise your children to respect other people, to respect authority, or any of those type of things, this is what you get. This is what you get, unfortunately. And then, of course, everybody's saying, oh, well, she was such a nice girl. Well, apparently not. If she's walking around with a knife and attacking other people, that's generally not the mark of somebody who's a nice girl. I'm sorry. And I'm going to talk, and I want to talk about this because it's like, a lot of this is perpetuated and done on purpose. A lot of this, guys, started, and I want you to hear me out, okay? A lot of this started back in the 60s when they first started welfare. So what they did with welfare, and I want you to think about this and just listen to what I have to say, okay? I'm not just some white man spewing off and, anti-black crap. This is not what this is about. This is about the Democratic Party keeping their base of voters forever and ever and ever, and doing nothing for them, okay? This is what it's all realistically all about. So in the 60s, they started welfare. And so if the father was not in the home, they got more money. So this is how you got the parental unit broken up. So the head of the household, usually the man, correct? I mean, for most of our growing up years, the head of the household is generally the father. But if you can get the father out of the head of the household, now the government is the father, right? The mothers are raising these kids without male supervision. And when you have the fathers are out on the streets killing each other in record numbers, I mean, let's be realistic. I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm just being honest, okay? Let's talk about a couple other things that happen too. Okay, so we're gonna break this down. So there's the first thing that happens. So you get the male role model out of the household. So now these women are trying to raise these kids, and teenage boys are a handful. I don't care where are you from or what's going on. Teenage boys are a handful. They're going to get into it. So if they don't have positive role models in their lives, there's going to be an issue. Now let's talk about the drugs. Are the drugs made in the ghettos? Now let's think about this for a second. No, they're not. But boy, they're sure shipped in there and they're dumped in there. And it's that fast money, right? That fast money, making that quick buck. And so people get caught up in that lifestyle. The drugs there, you destroy your own people with the drugs, right? And so there's an issue there. Liquor stores all over the place. We got to make sure that we have all the vices available for everybody. So you have all these things compounding, and then you have the education system in the inner cities is horrific. And I'm going to use Rochester as a good example, okay? Rochester, New York's graduation rate, now it's been years since I've paid attention to it because I live down here now. But when I still lived in Rochester, when my kids were starting school, the graduation rate was 46% that year. And I said, there's no way I'm putting my kids in this school district and having them go to school here with a graduation rate of 46, because it doesn't matter what color you are. If you are in the Rochester City School District, you get dragged down. You got good kids in there. You got kids that are going to work hard, but you have a lot of kids in there disrupting, not doing as they should be doing, a lot of issues, and there's a lot of fights and all kinds of stuff going on, okay? So you have a lot of issues to destroy the black community, and it's been going on forever and ever and ever. And I want you to think about this, too. Let's talk about this for a second. You have, and I'm just going to name off a few, guys. I'm going to name off a few. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Chicago, New York City. You have Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, New York. Any major populated city is generally run by the Democrats, okay? And there's a lot of black politicians in those areas. A lot of black politicians, right? What are they doing for the black people? What did Obama, 8 years as the president, do for the black community? What did he do? Gave them free phones? That's not helping. That doesn't help. And I've talked about this so many times, and I'm going to say it again because I really, truly believe this in all my heart. I don't care what race or what color you are. We all, instead of a handout, we need a hand up. If you give people incentive to do better in their lives, make programs available to help people, it's going to make their lives better. Hey, Red Wolves 2015. Hold on a second. I want to read what you said here. Do you see homeschooling become more popular? I am a teacher and I do everything I can to help kids learn, but my principal doesn't like what I do. Can you give me some good advice? I'm going to tell you what, I do believe you're going to see more and more people turning to homeschooling just because of the situation. Ed, West Virginia isn't far enough south. You need to come to Florida, North Carolina. Well, I want to be in the mountains, guys. Obama is 100% responsible for the race rhetoric. Pamela Sherry, I agree with you 100%. I'll address that in a second too, but thank you both for the donation. Yeah, there's a huge issue with the school systems, guys. It's really, really tough. A lot of good teachers, their hands are tied. There's so much politics involved with teaching now, and people are not able to do the properly help these kids. And when you have the parents, they're not there for their children and all these type of stuff. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult. Hey, Mountain Kayaker, to tie the act of any individual to a vile lie in this country systemically racist is stupid. And I'm going to tell you what, and that's all they got. That's all they got. The Democratic Party, that's the card they use more than anything else. Systemic racism, which is crap. There is no systemic racism. Hey, Mark Sweeteners. Great chat, Ed. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you very much, man. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate it. So systemic racism is a fallacy because if you look at how many cities have black police chiefs, a lot of minorities on the police force, let's talk about, this whole situation with the conviction that just happened. The other 3 officers that were there, and we haven't talked about them. They're not out in the news. You know why? Because one's Asian, one's Hispanic, and one's black. Now, are they going to get the same kind of treatment from the media, from the black community, as the white cop did? Okay. This was not about race. And I get so tired that when anything happens, and the police officer happens to be white, and the criminal, let's remember that, okay? And the criminal happens to be black, but he's the victim. I'm tired of it. It's ridiculous, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. There are so many good people out there of every race that are working hard, that are trying to take care of their families, that are raising their kids the right way, that are doing the right things. And when some scumbag, okay, and Floyd was a scumbag. I'm sorry, when you rob a pregnant woman and you pistol whip her, You are not, a choir boy on his way to church that was, oh my God, the police just attacked him and he was on his way to church to sing at the choir. No, he wasn't. He was a criminal, a career criminal that had been in and out of prison. I'm so tired of the media and people taking people like this who was a scumbag. The guy was a scumbag. Now, did he deserve to die? No, nobody deserves to die. Okay. What happened? It was tragic, but it happened. But I'm going to tell you what, his drug abuse, his criminal activity absolutely contributed to that situation. And remember this, if he had got in the cop car, he'd probably still be alive today unless he died of a fentanyl overdose. Imagine that. Imagine how that works, right? But oh no, we're not going to talk about that. Doing what you're told? Oh my goodness, you're under arrest and actually doing what you're told? Shocking. Why would you do that? And constantly, I don't blame the police for leaving in droves. I don't, because nobody has their back. Now they're talking, they're going to do a federal investigation in Minneapolis about police reform and all this racism nonsense. It's all the Democrats have, and they use it, my friends. Listen to me, I'm telling you. They're using it more than ever because so many black people were waking up and realizing that Uncle Tom is the Democratic Party. He's telling them what they want to hear, giving them nothing, promising everything, and they screw them constantly. Constantly. What are you doing to help black people? What is BLM? Let's ask that. Let's ask that lady that just bought 4 houses, $3.2 million. What's she doing for black people? She's helping herself. Guarantee that. We can see that, right? But I'm the racist. Remember that. I'm the racist because I look at things logically, talk about them, call things out, but that makes me the racist, And then you got all these, all these people donating, these businesses donating millions of dollars to this. And you know what the funny thing is? I want you to think about this, guys, and really think about this. Where does a lot of that money get funneled to? A lot of that money for BLM gets funneled to, oh yeah, right into the Democratic Party. Right into the Democratic Party. Think about it. Think about it. You want to do something? Start in your neighborhoods, make that change in your neighborhoods, get rid of the crime, get rid of the drugs, and you could do it. You can do it. And you know what? And that's, any neighborhood. I don't care, if whatever neighborhood you're in, if there's that type of stuff going on, you can get rid of it. You can stop it. It's up to you guys, And now, like I said, you got the police hands are tied, and you got Nancy Pelosi thanking Floyd for his sacrificing his life. Come on. The hypocrisy knows no boundaries. It absolutely knows no boundaries. So, but yeah, cops are screwed. They're absolutely screwed. And the thing is, it's like, if I don't blame them for leaving. I really don't. I really don't. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. So now they're like literally walking around on eggshells because they have to, because as soon as something goes down, I mean, I'm sorry, you have an individual like this girl with a knife trying to kill another human being, right? Trying to kill another human being, and they shoot her, but she's the victim? You got to be out of your mind if you see it that way. And it's just those cops are killing black people. No. Don't worry about the cops killing black people. Let's look at the numbers. I'm going to see if I can look something up real quick. I want to look something up real quick, and we'll discuss it this way. Hold on one second. I want to look up this number. All right, so we're going to just go with January. Let's see. 54 homicides in January of 2021. 54 homicides in Chicago in January alone, where they have the strongest, toughest gun laws in the country, in Chicago. And I will almost guarantee you most of those murders that were done in Chicago, 54, I'm going to take a guess. And I want somebody to look it up for me. I'm going to add, this is like homework for you guys. And if you find it, put it in the chat. 54 murders in January in Chicago. My guess is I'm going to say 44. That's my guess. Out of 54, I'm going to say 44 was black on black crime. Almost guaranteed it's at least 40. Okay, at least 40. So the problem is not the police. The problem is not the police. So, if you don't like that, if that hurts your feelings, that's too bad. It really is. You know what? I don't know how to be any more direct and more honest. People need to, you make change from within. You make change from within. Some of those videos of black shootings had some guns edited out to make them look unarmed. Terrence Parker Jr. said that. I hadn't heard anything about that, but yeah, it's just okay. So Billy the Kid Norwood said the police training is no good. Definitely need more training. Absolutely, they need more training. But I want you guys to think about this too, okay? As a police officer, if and I can't say I don't know where a police officer's mind is. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they have to deal with. You know why? Because I've never been a police officer. But when you deal on a daily basis with people at their worst, doesn't matter what color, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a color, but generally you are dealing with people at their worst on a daily basis. That wears on you. It absolutely wears on you. And then you become jaded. You absolutely do. I'd rather do an egg count than a body count. You're right, Ed. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. And again, I cannot believe so many people are just like, okay, yep, everything's fine. We're just going to keep doing the same status quo. We'll keep voting in these same people that absolutely do nothing for their own communities. It just blows my mind. BLM are made up of more whites than blacks. Stanley Gray just said that. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, cops are trained to shoot for visible mass just like the military are. Maybe shoot for the legs. Okay, so North Shore preparedness, I want you to realistically think about that. You have somebody who's a threat that is trying to hurt you, trying to kill you. Like, we've seen the videos of people going after the police with, knives and stuff like that. And if the police officer tells you 5, 6 times, put it down, put it down, put it down, and you still come in a threatening manner, they're going to put you down. That's the reality. And they should. And that's, what, again, a lot of mental health issues going on out there as well. That's a big part of it, but that's you are trained to shoot to kill. That's the job. When you have somebody that is doing that, these cops are walking into situations. You don't know what drugs are on. You don't know what what's going on in their lives or what anything. So you don't know their mental state. You don't know if they're on prescription medications or whatever the case may be. These things happen constantly. And you got to think about, they have seconds to react to a situation. How would you react? How would you want them to react? Again, if that's your daughter against a car about to be stabbed, I know how I would want that. That cop should be given a medal. I'm sure that girl's happy that the cop did what he did. I'm pretty sure he is. So. Yes, Ed, I don't disagree, but less deadly force may be a good training as well. That's all I'm saying. But again, it depends on the situation. If you have somebody, less deadly force, let's talk about that. It's a good example. You have an individual that has a knife and that is, not near anybody. Less than lethal force, absolutely 100% of the time, I would say get them into custody, get them some help. Mental hygiene, arrest them, whatever you have to do. Okay. Hey, Judy Jackson. Ed, my daughter has left NYPD after 15 years, and partners and friends. Oh, hold on a second. Friends retire effective 3 months. 10 of her friends, God knows how many more, low recruitment. Yeah, and you know what? And I get it, and I totally understand it. Thank you for sharing that information. A lot of cops are getting out of it. They've had enough. They've just had enough. And you can't blame them. You really, really can't blame them, so. But it's a very, very sad situation. And it's, in the media is hugely to blame. Hugely to blame for continuing to stoke the flames, continuing to keep things up. You have so many people, black people especially now, in prominent positions around this country, that you cannot say that there's systemic racism. It's ridiculous. The racism card, and so somebody made the point, and I want to definitely address this. It was from a donation earlier, and I definitely want to address this, and I didn't at the time, so I definitely want to do it now. In my opinion, Obama sent race relations back 20 years. Absolutely, he did. And the worst part is Obama was half white, right? But he was always going to be considered the first black president because he looked different than the rest of them. Remember, he said that I'm the first different-looking president. Well, big deal. Are you a human being? The next human being that we have in office, right? But they always want to throw out that race card, and it gets very, very old. It really gets old, and But anyway, so it's not going to stop. It's not going to change until somebody does something about it. Hey, Pamela Sherry. Let's see. Think about West Virginia is mostly populated by union workers. Most union bosses vote historically Democrat, and the pressure their union members to do the same. West Virginia is very under the radar Democratic leaning. Well, like I said, what I'm looking for, to be honest, thank you very much for that information, and thank you so much for the donation as well. I'm looking for wilderness. I'm looking for woods. I want to be up in the woods. It's that's I just want peace. Where I am here is I love my location. The politics in New York are insane, and it's not getting any better. And so and the weather sucks. I mean, realistically, the weather sucks up here. It really, really does. So I'm definitely look for something. And like I said, I'm looking West Virginia, I'm looking Kentucky, and I'm looking Tennessee. So I'm looking at all three. So that's when I go on my road trip. That's where I'm going to go. So anyway, So anyway, but yeah, Cuomo sucks. I agree. I agree 100%. You know what's funny too? Now think about this. You're not hearing anything else more about Cuomo, especially about killing 15,000 nursing home residents. We're not even hearing about that because of his policies that caused all those deaths in the nursing home. You're not hearing about that. You're not hearing about the scandal of all these women that have come out and said that they were sexually harassed by Cuomo. That's kind of been quieted down too. It's interesting how that works. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, the whole dynamics of it, and it's just not going to get any better. And these people are all about control and power and dictating to us what we can and cannot do, just like that bill that I talked about earlier that they're trying to pass in New York State. That is absolutely about control, meaning you don't comply, then you get locked up and put away. And how long? You know what I mean? That would be until they deem it's okay to release you. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. I've got plenty of mountains here in Southwest Virginia. Yeah, I like Virginia too. Virginia's cool. I like I said, I got to figure it out where I want to go. And I just I'm taking this trip, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the adventure to see what's out there, and we're just gonna go with the flow. And if we find something that calls out to me and says this is it, then I'm gonna do it. So I had somebody ask me, let's do the egg count. Okay, Jen Boyles is like, egg count, ? Yes, egg count. Let's do the egg count today. Now, I want you guys to take into consideration, yesterday we had 11 eggs. The day before, I think we had 10. We had snow all day today. So take that into consideration when you do your guesses. What do you think our guesses are for the egg count? Now, let's do this too. Let's shoot another thumbs up if you have not done so already. We got like 1228 in the chat. We're at 688 on the thumbs up. So please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that, and thank you ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithms, so the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel as well. So I thank you for that reason as well, and I do appreciate it. Again, also, it really, and I like to see a lot of thumbs up as the third reason, being honest. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's see where we're at here guesses-wise. I have seen a couple of right guesses. All right, if you had the same exact guess as Leroy Fox, Leroy Fox with 6 eggs. That's what we ended up with today. And yes, Thick Neck did lay today. She did not lay yesterday. So you would have thought that she would be one that wouldn't have laid today. But yeah, we only ended up with 6 today. But it's been, a cold day the whole day. And we've had snow, and it was still snowing. And so just a very unpleasant day. So, but it's funny now, tomorrow is supposed to be 41. And so, there we are. So there's no rhyme or reason to it. There really isn't. But, hey, you know what? 6 eggs is better than no eggs. That's the way I look at it. So, but, yeah, they're steady. They're doing okay. Well, they were cold. The babies are doing good. I didn't lose any babies. What I did do is I did put one of the hens in with the babies yesterday, and to see if that would make a difference. But I did rearrange things as well in that area. Today I went in and I put a lot more pine shavings down on that whole side where the babies are. So it's more of another layer of protection for them as well. So, so hopefully we're going to be okay. And, we're going to just see how it all pans out. So, but, yeah, the chickens, it's like I felt bad. I'm just like, we had this cold snap, and, they maybe just, I don't know if they were all piling up on top of each other. And then the ones on the bottom got crushed, and they were way in the back. And so I think that was what the problem was. Hey, Mary Lap. Ed, we are already under martial law. People just don't recognize it yet. To a degree, you know what? To a degree, I will agree with you on that. I will absolutely agree with you on that. It's the brainwashing of people is just absolutely amazing to me. It really is. Really is. Now, we were in the 20s today. So I said, somebody just said, Tana just said 37 in Texas today. We were in the 20s. We were in the 20s today. Yeah, guys, again, if you have a question, all cap locks, it sticks out for me better. Your thoughts of importance of knives and preps. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm going to give you an example. The importance of having knives in your preps. I think having a good knife in your preps is a very important thing. You may need it for many number of things, self-defense being one of them. But yeah, having knives in your preps, having knives like this one, having pocket knives, hold on a second, let me pull it out of here. It's a very, very old Swiss Army knife. Love my Swiss Army knife. If you don't have anything else, I absolutely recommend you getting a Swiss Army knife. It's a really good thing to have. So I have a bigger one than that. Well, it's all right. It's not about size. Look how big mine is. Mine's big. Yeah, now that's a knife. If you guys remember, I just did, yeah, now that's a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Crocodile Dundee. For those of you that are old like me and remember that. I have a Confederate sword. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. I have samurai swords too. I also have those. And I also have, actually, I'll show you something else. You guys probably saw this already, but I will show you this again. And this is awesome. And I do plan on setting something up when the weather gets warmer and practicing throwing knives. These were sent to me, and I can't remember who sent them, so I do apologize. But I get a lot of stuff in the mail, guys. But they sent me throwing knives, and I think those are absolutely awesome. And it has, hold on a second, I'll show you this. So I got 3 of them, and it has a little loop so that I can stick it on my belt if I want to. And I think that's awesome. That's a great thing to have. And especially if you know how to use them, even better. So, yeah, there's, you don't always have to have a bang bang. You don't always have to have that. But you can have other options, which is good to have as well. And I think that, something like that, I don't have to get up close to you to do some serious damage to you, especially if I know what I'm doing. So, does a machete count as a knife? Machete's a nice thing to have too. Yeah, Paul Hogan. Yep. Yeah, he did not age well. No, he did not. Neither did his co-star there. I don't think she aged very well either. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But okay, so here's one that it just happened, and this was kind of sad for me because I really liked the show. Anybody watch the Peaky Blinders on Netflix? And the monarch of the family, I can't think of her name on the show, actress, her name is Helen something. She just passed away from cancer. And I can remember watching the show thinking she was much older, and maybe they did it with makeup or whatever. But she ended up having cancer and she passed away. And she was younger than me. So I think she was only like 52. And I was like, man, that's rough. That's rough. So, but really good actress, excellent role in that series, and you know, it's what do I think Derek Chauvin should have been charged with? You know, it's hard to say. Um, you know, to me, like I said, I don't involuntary manslaughter like at the most because obviously. So let's be realistic about something here, okay? You have 1 million people with cameras on you, cell phones, all taping everything, and you go, oh yeah, I think I'm going to kill somebody today. It doesn't work like that. People don't do that. Pamela Sherry, you might consider getting Heather a taser. It's crazy out there, especially if you are less tan variety of human. That's already taken care of, Pamela Sherry. We took care of that quite a bit, quite a long time ago, and Heather is very, very well prepared to defend herself. I made sure that she is protected and she knows what to do with what she has. And that's all I will say about that. Yeah, Linda Kolowski was the Crocodile Dundee actress. Yep, yep. So, but yeah, she did. I don't think she aged well either, if I'm not mistaken. So, but anyway, you know, there was no premeditation in this. This was not a black-white issue, and I get so sick of people always using that. Yeah, and Heather's good with an axe too. As you yes, Tony Draper, Heather's very good with an axe. So yeah, watch out. Don't be screwing around with Heather because in a post event, Heather will be like the axe chick. She'll be like the Viking chick with axes here and there. And if if you start getting close, she's just gonna pull it off and just. She was good. She was on it. Yeah, she did really really well. And the worst part was after we stopped filming, then I finally got it down and I did pretty good myself afterwards. But of course while I was filming I couldn't get anything to go except for the last one. So that was pretty funny. But we had a really good time with that. When you booze and or smoke, you don't age well. That does make a difference. How you live your lifestyle makes a difference. Also, genetics absolutely help. They really, really do. I'm very fortunate. I have oily skin, so I don't have the wrinkles that a lot of people. Yeah, Helen McCrory. Yep, that's the one. Tina Mitchell. Thank you very much. Yeah, she really, really good actress. And I just, when a character is so good that you're like, oh man, they're either mean or they're a horrible person or whatever the case may be. That's done well. Kathy Bates comes to mind when you think of an actress that when she does a role and she plays a villainous character, and you can't stand that character. You got to respect that. Yeah. So, but so what was her role in Peaky Blinders? I can't think of what her name was, guys. If you can remember the actress there, what her name was. Yeah, the Misery was the one with Kathy Bates. Yeah, I mean, and oh my God, she was fantastic in it because you hated that character. You absolutely hated that character. And she just was phenomenal in that. And she's a good person. You know what I mean? It's not her. But when they do it so well that you hate the character, yes, Polly Gray. Thank you very much, guys. Maria Norris just said Polly Gray. Yes. Awesome. If you guys have not watched the Peaky Blinders on Netflix, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Awesome show. Very, very cool. And so I definitely recommend that. Very, very cool show. So a couple things real quick. I want to talk about my website, preparedness1.com. We have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store on there. So if you go to preparedness1.com, you will see their logo. If you click on their logo, it will take you to their website. Definitely take advantage. If you decide to buy a CBD or hemp product, they will give you a 15% discount if you use the discount code PrepperNurse1. Okay, So definitely take advantage of that. Oh, Betty Davis was the Queen of Evil. Yes. Yeah, she was really good at it as well. Very, very good at it. Also, guys, we still do have the Legacy freeze dried foods there. It is, and it's funny too. If people say, oh, that's expensive. Legacy food is the cheapest per pound if you match it out against, so you get more bang for your buck with the Legacy freeze dried food than any of the other ones. So if you go to my website again, preparedness1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down. It says Legacy Foods. You click on that. What we have available is there. Definitely take advantage of that. Having freeze dried food for your long term food storage, really important in my opinion. Okay, so then also. We do have the Prepper Nurse One community as well, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that as well. Also, I am still working on the Prepper Underground Railroad, guys. So if you have an email out to me and I have not gotten back to you yet, please don't think that I forgot about you. I have been extremely busy and I have put it on the back burner, and I do apologize. I did reach out to a tremendous amount of people already, but I will get to everybody. I promise you I will do that. Okay. So definitely, yeah, Breaking Bad, Skylar. Yes, another really good character. Very good character that you just didn't like her. You just didn't like her. But she was a fantastic actress. And that whole series too, Breaking Bad, they were just awesome. Gus Fring, the actor that played him, oh my God, he just phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, but yeah, there's some really really good actors out there, and if you don't like the character, that means they're really doing a good job with the role. So, yep, Aunt Polly, yep. But wonderful actress Helen McCrory. And it was funny when I saw who she was married to, and I like him as an actor too. He's a good actor as well, and but very sad, too young. I think she was 52. But you know what? I'll tell you what. Cancer is a monster. It is a monster, and it doesn't care. Very, very sad stuff. Very, very sad stuff. But anyway, a lot going on, guys. A lot of things we need to be paying attention to out there. When you have China is just cranking out the war machine, and when you have Russia is updating all their stuff and looking like they are headed into the Ukraine, it's that's scary. And what are we going to do? That's what it comes down to. What are we going to do? What is our response going to be? What happens when, not if, but when China decides to take Taiwan? What are we going to do? What are we going to do when Russia decides to take the Ukraine? What are we going to do? And, scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. And we're just over here playing stupid games, not working together, divided, completely divided, and that's the goal: divide and conquer. And unfortunately, that is what is happening. It is. Yeah, Damian Lewis is her husband. Yes, and he's a great actor too. I really like his characters. He was in the movie The Dreamcatcher, one of the Stephen King movies. Really, really good movie too. But yeah, he's seen them in a lot of different stuff, but I remember that's one that just like pops into my head right off the top. So, but pay attention, guys, because yeah, she was 52. Yep, too young, way too young. Yep. Yes, he acted in Homeland as well. Yep, that's right. I remember that one too. That was another good series. Great series, actually. But a lot of scary stuff. Got to be paying attention. I'm going to say it, and I always do, of course. Prep like you never prepped before. Continue to get ready. We just don't know what's going to happen, and there's a lot of craziness going on right now. There's so much unrest in this country that you better be ready. I'm going to encourage you all to be able to defend yourselves. Whatever you have to do, try to be able to defend yourselves, okay? That is so important because whatever you got preps-wise, bad people will come and they will try to take it. They will. That's just a fact, okay? So, Putin just did a thing too. He was doing a public address basically warning that there is a thin red line. I don't know if you guys saw this today, but it just happened as well. Putin came out, he said there's a thin red line and the U.S. better not cross that line. That's a direct threat. So think about that. You know what I mean? He's not dealing with Trump now. He's dealing with Biden. And believe me, when you have a weak president, you're in trouble when you have a weak president. That's just my opinion, of course. But, you know, one thing you can say, much as if you hated Trump or did not hate Trump or whatever, he kept us out of any new wars in the last 4 years. So think about that, you know. Colorado just passed a storage law for guns. Again, you know, it's funny, South Colorado Stetter. What I find funny, what I don't understand that these people do not understand, what they do not understand is shall not be infringed. I don't think they get that. They're not getting that concept of shall not be infringed. So, you know, yeah, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble here. But, you know, again, like I said, it's just, we need to be ready. We need to continue to prep. We need to be diligent. We need to be paying attention to what's going on. We really, really do. Really need to pay attention. Have food and water for a year and 4 months. That's awesome. It's Michigan lifestyle. That's awesome. No, but here's the other thing I want you to think about, okay? So let's go back with what happened with Doug and Stacy real quick. And Doug hurt his ribs and broke his ribs, right? Accidents are going to happen. In a post-event, accidents are going to continue to happen. They're not going to go away. People are still going to get hurt. There's going to be problems. So I want you to remember that. Prepare accordingly, because there may not be doctors or nurses available. If you have a doctor or nurse in your group, then great. But if you don't, you better be as prepared as you possibly can be medically to deal with situations in a post-event. You know, so that's definitely something that you guys need to really think about. I want to do a couple shout outs real quick for channels. Obviously, Doug and Stacy, as you guys know, is one channel that I like and I always recommend you guys go to. Boss of the Swamp would be another one. Southern Prepper 1 is a third one. Marfugal News out on the West Coast with Adam. Awesome channel there as well. Definitely support him as well. Also, Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. Show him some love. Alaskan Prepper. We have Pinball. Make sure you support him as well. My buddy up in Canada, Ickycan, Ickycan. Please show him some support as well. He's, you know, his channel's doing well. Bizzarizza, as soon as he can get back on and doing his thing, he will be back on. But let's show him some support too while he's been recovering. Obviously, the Angry Prepper down in New York City, you know I love him. He's awesome. Great guy, very, very intelligent. And he doesn't sugarcoat anything. And I love that. I love that about him. So, but yeah, there is a tremendous amount of great channels out there that we should be supporting. We should be looking for alternatives. Sean James up in Canada with My Self-Reliance, another fantastic channel. You know, so, but definitely go show these guys some love. Tell them Prepper Nurse 1 sent you. 150,000 Russians on the Ukraine border now. I thought it was up to 100,000. Yeah, Bear Independent is another one. Yeah, guys, there's so many good channels out there. And I think it's important to listen to different sources to get different perspectives, because we don't all look at things exactly the same. We don't. Excuse me. You know, we all look at things very, very differently. So, you know, that's Green Greg is another one, guys. I definitely want to give a shout out to Green Greg as well. A lot of good farming information with him. He does a lot with worms, which I think is very, very cool. So let's show him some support too. He's down in Tennessee. So there, yeah, like I said, guys, there's so many channels. I could go on and on and on with channels, but there's just, you know, let's be supportive of each other, you know, and show some love. So go to those channels that I talked about. You know, tell them Prepper Nurse 1 sent you, and you know, and just give them some love. Wranglestar would be the other one. I don't think I mentioned Wranglestar. Love his channel as well. He does some really good stuff, and these people are down to earth, like Sean James, and he deals with so much hate, which is, and again, I'm not surprised. I'm really not, because I deal with it myself. But he's just a decent guy. He's not hurting anybody. He's not bothering anybody. He doesn't really even get political, not at all. So, you know, I don't know why he deals with the hate that he deals with, but you're always Green Greg is in Alabama. I thought he was in Tennessee. Okay, well, my mistake. Deborah Haynes just said he's in Alabama. My bad. I apologize. I thought he was in Tennessee for some reason. Oh, happy prepper for kids. Yes. I talked to that young man, and if you got teenagers, definitely send them over to the Happy Preppers channel, and even you guys adults. Definitely show the young man some support. That's the next generation, guys. Us older people are not going to be here forever, and people like the Happy Prepper are going to be carrying that torch long after we're gone. Hopefully he will be. But yeah, nice young man. Like I said, I talked with him and his parents. Really good people. So definitely go show Happy Prepper some support too. And again, tell him Prepper Nurse 1 sent you over. So yeah, someone's going to have to take care of us one day. Yeah, that's right. So, but like I said, guys, just continue to get ready. Just be smart about things. That's all we can do. Like I said, the unknown can be very, very scary. You can't live like that. We have to just continue to live our lives day to day, act like nothing's ever going to change, but also while you're doing that, continue to get ready. And, it's hedging your bets. It's just like a car insurance or anything else. So anyway, I'm going to ask again. We're at 844 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask again if you would shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And I thank you for that ahead of time. I really appreciate that. Also, again, it really does help, again, with algorithms. So the more interaction we have, positive or negative, and obviously we'd like to see more positive. That's, we appreciate that. It really helps with the algorithms and pushes us up higher in the rankings. Last but not least, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up is the other reason, so I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. So, Prepper Princess is another one, guys. I do like her channel as well, and I think she's decent as well. Would I take the chickens when I move? Absolutely. No, if I make the move down there, guys, the chickens are going with me. I'll be like the Clampets. I've already said it. I'm going to have, like, the car's going to be all loaded up, and we'll put Grandma in a rocking chair on top of the car, and we'll have, like, cages and boxes all around that, and riding there with the chickens. And as we're driving down the road, you see the feathers flying off. So, oh, my God. But, no, I definitely would take my animals. My animals are all going. If I make that move, even seasonally, I definitely will be having my animals with me, but I will make sure I, have things in place first before I would take them down. Okay, so let's do this really quickly. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. And I mean Legion in a good way, not the bad biblical way, okay? Like a Roman Legion, big and strong, lots of us all over the place. Where is everybody from tonight? No, Thick Neck has to go. And if Thick Neck goes, Goliath has to go because that's his girl. That is his number one hoe. North Carolina, Northeast Ohio, London, Black Mountains of North Carolina, Montreal, Canada, Pittsburgh, PA, BC, Canada, Central Missouri, Washington, West Virginia. Let's see. New Jersey, Seymour, Michigan, or Missouri, sorry. I don't know why. Let's see, Texas, Ulster Park, New York, Southern Maine, East Kentucky, Eastern Oregon, Tennessee, Endicott, New York, Central Kansas, Michigan, Woodbridge, Virginia, Phoenix, Arizona, Minnesota. We have Connecticut, Tennessee, West Virginia border, Manchester, New Hampshire, Mesa, Arizona, Arkansas, Michigan, Ontario, Canada, Nowhere, Oklahoma, still my favorite name of all time, Beech Grove, Indiana, Key West, Florida, Kansas. You'll be seeing me in that t-shirt, that muscle shirt, when the weather gets better too, my Nowhere, Oklahoma muscle shirt, just so you guys know. Let's see, Northern California, Essex Junction, Vermont. We have Nebraska, New Mexico. Let's see, Cleveland, Ohio, Seattle, upstate New York, Reno, Nevada, Lake Havasu, Arizona, Northeast Arkansas, Minnesota, Oklahoma, Kentucky. Somebody's saying the Ukraine, but I don't know if that's real or not. Halifax County, Virginia, Southeast Missouri, Manhattan, Polk City, Florida, Hole in the Wall, Colorado. There you go. Charles City, Virginia, Iowa, Alabama, Troy, Vermont, Buffalo, New York, Hudson Valley, New York. We have Kansas, Chicago, Eastern Ontario, Canada, Alberta, Canada, Middle Pennsylvania, or no, Middle Peninsula, Virginia. Wow, I guess that would be rural. Cool. New Brunswick, Canada, Little Elm, Texas. We have Georgia, West Virginia again, the real Jersey Shore, Buffoon, Buffton, South Carolina. Sorry, buffoon. Listen to me. I'm a buffoon. Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. We have Minnesota, Richlandville. I missed that. Sorry, guys. Mesa, Arizona again. Raleigh, North Carolina. Emerald Island, North Carolina. So again, all over the country, all over the world, we're a huge network of people, huge family. We really are all over the place. We have Northern Ireland in the house with Sharon. Very nice. So again, we're a huge family, guys. We really are. We are the ones that are ready. We're the ones that can make a huge difference when that time comes. And I think that we should try to do that if we can. I really do. It makes such a difference. Being awake, and it's not woke. We're not woke. We are awake. We're not part of the woke culture. We're part of the awake culture. It makes all the difference. It really, really does. And we really, truly can make a huge difference in life, what we can do in a post-event, who we can help, and being prepared and all those things do make a huge, huge difference in those things. So I think that that's really important. Like I said, I'm going to just continue to encourage you all to prep, get ready. Don't live in fear. Don't be a victim either. Okay. Don't be a victim. Prep, get ready, do the best that you can with whatever time that we have left, because we just never know. We never know how much time we're going to have. So the more prepared we are, the more ready we are. It just puts us in a better situation. Okay. And that's what it's really all about. We're just looking for any kind of advantage or edge that we can get. So I think that's so important. Again, I don't know how anybody cannot be prepared for their children. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really, really doesn't. And again, if you can do it, if there's any way that you can possibly do it, if you are living in the cities, get out of the cities. Get out of them. Not a safe place to be. Not a safe place to be now. Think about how bad it will be in a post-event. Yep, don't be scared. Be prepared. Exactly. North Shore Preparedness just said that. Makes so much sense. Live to ride, ride to live. You got it, brother. And that's the other thing, too. Enjoy your hobbies. Do things that make you happy. Do things that give you peace. I don't care what it is. Whatever your thing is, if you're a liberal, stay in the city. Now, that's not nice. There's some nice liberal people out there. Not all of them. Again, guys, and this is part of the problem, okay? Realistically, it's part of the problem. You have your extreme left, you have your extreme right. Both of those two groups are fringe groups, and they're both insane, okay? You have liberal thinking people that are decent people. You have conservative thinking people that are decent people. You have people that are in the middle on the fence, so not everybody is bad, okay? That's just putting that out there. I want to thank my moderators for being here again. Stream after stream after stream, showing support for the channel. I do appreciate it. You guys have no idea how much. You guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. I do appreciate you. I thank all of you for being here. So what are we at? We're at 911. 911. That's funny. Let's see if we can hit 950 just for fun. Got just a couple minutes left. Let's see how close to 950 thumbs up we can get. So if you haven't done it yet, throw that thumbs up there for me. I do appreciate that again. Just for fun, let's see how high we can get that jammed up before we get off here. Again, I thank you all for being here. You guys are awesome. You're why I'm on here, and I do appreciate you, and you guys are the best. I think I have the best crowd. Very intelligent questions. Always makes a big, big difference, I think. And, I think that's awesome. And people are so respectful for the most part. You're always going to get your trollish individuals that are going to come in, but that's what the moderators are for. They take care of that nonsense. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We really are just one race called the human race. And I think that that's important. And I think a lot of people do lose sight of that. But that is so true. We really are. And I want, and again, think about this again. In a post event, you are not going to care what color the person is that helps you. You're not going to care what religion the person is that helps you. And you're not going to care what political views the person that helps you has. You're not going to care about that. If somebody is offering you help, you're going to take that help, regardless of what their political, religious, or race they are. You're not going to care about that. So think about that, okay? Vanning with Elda, if I'm saying that right, I hope I am. Thank you very much for the donation, hon. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know, also, guys, make sure you hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Every day. Because, again, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So there's no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen. Last but not least, STD. Love the saying. It is awesome. My favorite acronym, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you guys are going to be just fine. And that's really, really important. Setting goals and then making them happen. That's what it's all about. And, and it's amazing when you work methodically at anything, before you know it. It's just like with prepping. If you start prepping and you're starting to save some stuff, before you know it, you look back and you go, man, I can't believe I got so much stuff now. But it's that methodically working at it. That's how it happens. It doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. Hard work takes time, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here. I hope everybody's having a great week. Be safe. I know in the beginning of this I said it was Friday. I don't know why I thought it was Friday. I am seeing my baby girl tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. So I will be seeing her, and I miss her always. She is awesome. She's a good kid, real good kid. So, and I see we hit 950 on the thumbs up. We're at 951, so that's awesome as well. So thank you all for that. Guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.